FitXR, formerly known as BoxVR, is a fitness boxing rhythm game for VR. It infuses the rapid-fire rhythmic gameplay of Beat Saber with the exhaustion-filled punching found in Thrill of the Fight. When you get down to it, the entirety of the game is painfully simple, actually. You punch orb-like beats that fly towards you at lightning speeds in the correct direction as indicated by a light to the tune of an energetic soundtrack. That's it. Yet same with Beat Saber and Thrill of the Fight, what it lacks in complexity, it more than makes up for with depth. See, an average player will lightly tap the flying beats, turn off squats, and play by themselves in the same environment, completely ignoring the various numerical point values represented in the game. On the other hand, a quote-unquote competitive or experienced player will focus on maintaining a higher streak until the end of the session to boost their score, thus engaging the player with every single punch. In addition, they won't just punch the orbs, they'll thrust their fists, dealing as much impact as they can into the beats. Simple jabs will only yield modest point values, while solid blows will lend astounding scores. As with BoxVR though, this is a little finicky. I can pour every ounce of power I have into a jab, but only reach a score of 6. Then I lightly hit a hook or an uppercut and land an 8.2. What? Generally though, if you do consciously put more power into your punches, you will get infinitely more points. To compare scores, FitXR allows you to activate an online session that pairs your scores against other players. On top of that, instead of keeping a skilled player playing against low-level opponents, the game has an internal ranking system that boosts the skill of other players. In this way, the game constantly pushes people to punch harder, faster, and maintain longer and lasting streaks. Now, unfortunately though, with the shift to FitXR, the developers removed the much-enjoyed feature of playing with friends. This is more than mind-boggling, and it's an exclusion that is entirely nonsensical. Not only are the multiplayer matches not in real time, by the way, but I can't even play with friends? A feature that, keep in mind, was just present months ago. But I digress, and in a somewhat abrupt subject change, let's talk squats. Now, FitXR is seemingly a game with its entire focus on arm-based workouts. It doesn't have the same emphasis on dodging or weaving as in a typical boxing game. It's all about the punching, nothing more, nothing less. And yet, somehow, at the end of an intense 20-minute session, my legs were burning the most. This is entirely due to the activation of squats. Turning this feature on sends large bars hurling at you either horizontally or diagonally. While simply lowering your head does the trick, it often left me vulnerable to the rapid stream of beats that would follow. Rather, squatting or sidestepping proved to be the most effective. And this is where the leg workout kicks into full gear. Not only does squatting tie in directly with your streak, but there are specific sequences when the constant motion of ducking and punching synergizes to create one of the most intense workouts anyone can ever have, period. Regrettably, however, not everyone will squat the correct way. Thus, brings me to the largest missed opportunity of FitXR. It isn't the lack of customizability, accessibility options, or even the poorly implemented online, it's form. See, when you first open up FitXR, they bring you through a short tutorial on how to plant your feet, twist your shoulders, and basically punch. But it's brief, uninformative, and doesn't do what it should. What they should and need to do is offer informative, interactive, and simple to understand class-like sessions that demonstrate the proper form of real boxing. I'm thinking something akin to the Maker lessons in Mario Maker 2. For anyone unfamiliar, it was essentially a large collection of tutorials and classes on how to properly create a Mario level. While a bit boring at most times, they offered hours and hours of extra content and offered a well put together guide built straight into the game. With FitXR in particular, something like this is almost a requirement in my book. In this game, you are constantly shifting positions, ducking, sidestepping, and throwing hooks, jabs, and uppercuts in rapid succession. As such, it almost seems like a safety hazard to have players execute these movements without first teaching themselves how not to get injured. A key point I always like to bring up is throwing hook punches. the average player will twist their back and contort their entire body to the punch. This is terrible. It doesn't promote a core workout and may even harm one's lower back. So teaching this player how to properly do this movement is necessary. They could even implement this concept into the core game itself by adding a almost form score multiplier that ties directly into your streak. Regardless of that little tangent though, FitXR delivers amazing workouts with additional DLC packs offering even harder sessions. It truly expands the genre of not only VR fitness, but fitness as a whole, and does so in massive strides. Whether it be through the incorporation of squatting, streaks, or even the somewhat finicky power detection system, this is a game that deserves way more praise than it gets. This is truly a must-play VR fitness game. Trust me when I say that after 10 minutes in paranormal, Beat Saber will look like child's play.